So I have the honor of inviting up our very first speaker, right? So I'm gonna read the bio that's in front of me because I think it's actually pretty fantastic. And I think it'll give you an awareness of who you're about to hear from. So Kishore Vikas is an attorney practicing in Sacramento, whose recent position was as a staff attorney at the McGeorge Immigration Clinic in fall of 21, where she helped supervise students as they worked on cases involving asylum, detention, and more. Ms. Vikas also taught legal research and writing to McGeorge LLM students as an adjunct professor. She is a California State Bar certified law specialist in immigration and nationality law. Before joining McGeorge, Ms. Vikas practiced immigration law at Opening Doors, a nonprofit serving refugees and survivors of human trafficking. Prior to that, she worked at Legal Services of Northern California in health law. A Philadelphia native, as am I, as is my mother. Woot woot, Philly. That's right. A Philadelphia native, Ms. Vikas graduated with a BA in English and a JD from Temple University, where she was an evening student. Shout out to evening students. She is currently, yeah, y'all feel it. She is currently Secretary of the Asian Pacific Bar Association of Sacramento and the NorCal Law Student Co-Coordinator of the American Immigration Lawyers Association. In 2019, she was named one of Sacramento Business Journal's 40 Under 40 honorees. She was also recognized by Sacramento's Unity Bar with the Community Service Award for her work with victims of violence. Before becoming an attorney, Ms. Vikas was a writer whose jobs included working for MTV. That's pretty dope. Please join me in welcoming Kishore Vikas to the stage.
This is my favorite song, actually. How did you know? Good evening to all of you beautiful people gathered here today at our annual Unity graduation. Thank you so much to the planning committee, Dean Fernandez, Dean Schwartz, and everyone who made today happen. A warm welcome to all the family, the friends, the chosen family here to mark this momentous occasion. It truly takes a village. My name is Kishore Vikas, and I've had the joy of getting to know many of you graduates over the past few years. Today, it's an honor to celebrate your accomplishments. You did it. You did it, class of 2022. You did it. You persevered through a once-in-a-century pandemic, conflicts around the world and here, and countless other disruptions and tragedies. You kept your eyes on the prize. You truly are your ancestors' wildest dreams. It wasn't easy, and you might be tired now, but you did it. And here you are, the 2022 class of future Esquires and changemakers. I couldn't be prouder. Nine years ago, I was in your seat, the first person in my family to graduate from college and graduate school in America. My parents immigrated from Pakistan, where they were minorities facing constant persecution. After they came to America, my family initially struggled. My dad worked as a security guard, and my mom cleaned houses for $5 an hour. I remember standing in line for food stamps. Until I started law school, I didn't really know a single lawyer. So here's 3 things I wish I would have known then. Number 1, cultivate a rest practice. Now, I know y'all are hard workers, obviously, and you're going to be zealous, dedicated advocates for your clients, but hear me out. Lawyers are notorious for overworking. Bloomberg Law did a survey recently that found 52% of attorneys were feeling burned out right now. A social worker once told me, "You can't help anyone if you don't help yourself." That's become my mantra. My dear graduates, my new colleagues, this great profession, which comes with so much privilege and the power to change lives, so much responsibility, it's a marathon, not a sprint. It's a high-stress profession where more than 1 in 5 attorneys end up with substance abuse issues. So cultivate a healthy rest practice now. As an intern, I remember coming out of the Philadelphia Family Court where I had to file a case, and I literally had the flu, and the entire office applauded me. Our profession applauds sacrifice, toughness. It's our normal. It's the toxic part of lawyer culture. Okay, so for your homework, write this down. I want all of you to follow on Instagram, the Nap Ministry. Now, rest isn't just about naps, although naps are great too. Rest is a form of resistance. Ironically, I first learned this lesson when I was a health attorney, working all hours of the day and night. To my shock, I ended up in the hospital. It's not worth it. Remember, you worked too hard for this degree. Number 2, cultivate a practice of joy. Like rest, joy is another form of resistance, first articulated by Black scholars in the 60s. A Harvard study found that joy, more so than genetics, positively influences health emotionally, physically, and socially. Law has historically not been a welcoming place for many of us. I can't tell you the number of times I've walked into court and the judge has mistaken me for an interpreter or a client. But as Shirley Chisholm says, if they don't give you a seat at the table, bring a folding chair. For example, in 1878, Clara Foltz, the first woman admitted to the California bar, had to sue to attend law school and get a bill passed to take the bar. Many years later, 2014, Sergio Garcia, the first undocumented attorney in California, had to file a lawsuit and also get a bill signed by the governor. Breaking ceilings, like you folks are doing today, takes work and energy. Being a trailblazer can rob you of your joy. Macroaggressions, microaggressions rob you of your joy, compounded by generational trauma and the trauma being profiled and policed. But the practice of joy is about intentionally creating spaces to counter that joy. Make the joyous moments in your life a priority. I'm going to be a mom now. Take time for your family celebrations, your community celebrations, your personal celebrations. Don't let anyone steal your joy. And finally, organize. Best Friends, Anne Friedman, and Aminata Sow coined the idea of shine theory to help address the gender gap. The idea is simple. The success of your peers should empower your own. Like the rapper Fabulous sings, if I shine, you shine. Class of 2022, as you leave these doors, you're going to see each other rise and maybe fall down and rise again. But under shine theory, you will be more successful if you cooperate rather than compete, a practice of mutual investment in each other. As you begin your careers, stay connected with your classmates. Go with them to the Unity Bar Associations in your city. If your city doesn't have one, start one. Talk about your salaries. Be transparent about toxic spaces. Share information. Leverage it so you can rise together, shine together. Thank you and congratulations.